Hey there, SBA lenders and aspiring entrepreneurs. This is Babak with Money Man. Today we're diving into some crucial updates to the SBA SOP 5010 7.1. This is the first of 4 videos to cover these changes. It's all about protecting your loan and securing the success of your borrower. This video covers the responsibilities when the borrower is operating in leased space. These changes kick in when a big chunk of the loan goes to leasehold improvements or when significant collateral is tied to leased property. Step 1, get that lease. You need a copy of the lease between the borrower and the landlord. Step 2, check the lease term. For 7A loans, the lease should be as long as or longer than the loan term. This includes any renewal options that are exercisable by the borrower. As for 504 loans, the lease must equal or exceed the term of the loan. Step 3, an assignment of lease and landlord's waiver is needed. But first, let me break down how these changes impact the lease and landlord's waivers. Assignment of lease. Prior to the December 2023 update, an assignment of lease was generally required in most leasing situations. However, the new guidance has relaxed this requirement significantly. An assignment of lease is now only required when the loan is not secured by a first lien on the property where the borrower or operating company is located. If the loan is secured by a first lien on the property, an assignment of lease is no longer necessary. This change simplifies the process for many SBA loans where the lender has a first lien position on the property. It reduces paperwork and potential complications in negotiations with landlords. Landlord's waiver. The updates to the landlord's waiver requirements are more nuanced. A. When required, a landlord's waiver is now required only when the loan proceeds are used for leasehold improvements or to purchase equipment that will be physically attached to the leased premises. B. Content of the waiver. The landlord's waiver must allow the lender access to the leased premises and facilitate the liquidation of the collateral on the borrower's premises. C. Alternative to landlord's waiver. If the landlord is unwilling to provide a landlord's waiver, the lender has an alternative by requesting a written statement from the landlord acknowledging the existence of the loan and the lender's lien on the collateral. D. Exceptions. No landlord's waiver or alternative statement is required if the lease or applicable law gives the tenant the right to remove the fixtures at the end of the lease term. E. Documentation. If a landlord's waiver is not obtained, the lender must document in its loan file why it was not required or not obtained. These changes reflect a more flexible approach by the SBA, recognizing that obtaining landlord's waivers can sometimes be challenging or unnecessary. The new guidelines aim to balance the need for lender protection with practical considerations in commercial leasing situations. Key implications: reduced administrative burden in many cases where first lien position is held, more flexibility in dealing with uncooperative landlords, greater emphasis on lender discretion and documentation of decision making, focus on protecting lender interests specifically related to leasehold improvements and attached equipment. It's important for lenders to carefully review each leasing situation in light of these new guidelines. They should assess whether an assignment of lease or landlord's waiver is necessary based on the specific circumstances of the loan and the nature of the leased premises. Lenders should also ensure their loan documentation and processes are updated to reflect these changes, particularly in how they approach landlord negotiations, and document their decisions regarding lease assignments and waivers. Now, if you can't obtain the lease and landlord's waiver, make sure the lease term covers the loan term and that you document your attempts and the reasons why you couldn't get them. These changes protect the loan and ensure the borrower has a stable business location. This concludes the lease space revisions. There are 3 more changes that will be covered in the next videos. Thank you for watching. Like and follow. Drop a comment if you have questions.